Everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll be looking at the markets, looking at the Bitcoin price, what's happened over the weekend. Kind of went up and went down, done a Bart Simpson. So we'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at some of the news stories as well, and as well as having a chat with yourself as well. So I'm just going to see if we're live, just make sure everything's up and running. We are live. We've got a couple of people in just now, which is good to see. So just jump over to the chat area. And before we start, go down to the like button just now and just hit that like button just now if you don't mind. That'd be fantastic. Channel has grown ever so slightly, but has grown. Just check that one in a second. Yep, we'll just jump over. We're in chat. Stephen King, welcome to you. Loyal Tangi's in the house, welcome to you. Mac Paulin, Chris Noble, Babman, I'm going to have to put my glasses on again. Mike Cryptical, Marcus Jafari, George Charles, Gareth Passage, Aloysius de Klerk is in as well. Good morning all. Binance is irritating this morning, keeps logging out. I have not seen that. Well, I've not been logged into Binance actually. So I don't know why that is. Honest Crypto Journey has just joined us as well. Good to see you, buddy. Okay, so we'll look at the markets overall. What the hell's happened? What's going on? And stuff like that. Okay, so Coin Paprika, market capitalization 118 billion, down 4%. Now that just came down over the last kind of 24 hours, obviously. So it was looking good for Bitcoin, but it's kind of come down again. As per usual, it's just up and down just now. But it'll come good in the end. Just keep holding on, keep fighting, keep scrambling to the top of that kind of mountain that we're all climbing just now. We will get there. Bitcoin dominance is 52.56%, not really changed much. Okay, over the last 24 hours in the top 100, who is doing well? Buggy Rat Coin up 133%. Again, still not checked out Buggy Rat Coin. You need to check it out. 10x is up 27%. That's brilliant. Project Pi is up 4.9. Steam, GX Chain, Odom. They're all kind of standard coins. Terra. So there's only about 5 or 6% up in the green. Holochain down. That went up a massive kind of jump. Went up about 60%. Down 19%. Apollo currency down, that was jumping up, that went up a massive kind of 100 odd percent as well. You can see over the week it's up 286%. OneChain is down as well. Ogre is down 9%, but that jumped up massively as well. PundyX down 8.5%, but that jumped up again as well. MCO or Crypto.com is down 8.14% as well. So we'll just look at the overall markets and we'll go to the volume 100k and see who's done well overall with volume over 100k. So over the last 24 hours, OAX is up 46%, Delphi 43%, Poker.io, taking that as a gambling site, Monetary Unit is up 30%, Qantas Network, 10x, Flow, Archain, Bankcoin. There's a few of them up. See over the last 7 days, who's up? Thor Cash. Thor Cash, haven't heard of that, up 2,000%, so it's went up 23 times. You put $1 in, you get $23 out, and that would have been fantastic. Volume is 6.5 million. Haven't heard of Thor Cash either. So I'm just going to check out Thor Cash. I don't know if anybody's in that. Now if you put $1,000 into that, you would have got 23,000 back. If you'd done that last week. On the month, it's up 1,500% as well, so it's done really well. Surprised, haven't heard of it. I'm going development. Just check it out. Take it as a currency coin, obviously. Crypto lending token, RTL, ready to lend. Live November 2018, so it's live just now. Thor Cash up 21%, it says there. So maybe Coin Paprika's got it wrong. Rank 1076. Market cap is almost 698,000. Ranked 864. The volume, right? What exchanges is this on? Coin Tiger. $3.3 million. Is this for real? Anyway, we'll go back. So that was the week that was the 7-day volume. Thor Cash Apollo is up 286%, 10x 175%, 0AX as well. Delphi, Ethos is doing well, Ogre's doing well. Italian Lira is up 89%, and we're going to see more of these kind of sovereign coins. Flow is up, Dignity is up as well, Agrello is up. So a lot of projects doing well despite the kind of fall in price of Bitcoin. So have a look at Bitcoin just now. I was looking on the monthly chart, just doing a bit of kind of comparisons. So what I've noticed, just doing comparisons all the kind of way up to present day just now, and a lot of you have seen this as well, that a lot of the kind of Bitcoin prices kind of shot up. It kind of shot up maybe 1,000%, came back down and retraced by 85%, shot up again another 1,200, 1,500%, came back down and retraced by 85%, and that's the stage we're at just now. If we kind of look at this, I'll just retrace where we are just now. So we're about 83.9%, probably a bit kind of more than that actually, because I think it did reach $20,000. That's on a weekly. Bit of spike at about 3,100, I think. So about 84%. So we should, this is round about the time we should start to see a kind of climb back up, but it might go sideways for the next few months, might go sideways for the next year or so before it goes back up again. But still think it's going to go up big time from here. If we didn't, we wouldn't be in the game. There wouldn't be any point in being in the game unless you're just day trading. So yeah, I was kind of looking at that for Bitcoin. But where is it today? I'm just going to 4-hourly chart. You can see that big drop, kind of dropped by about $300 over the space of a few days. So it did go up to 3,775 and came down to its low at 3,450-ish. So not good, and it's just going sideways movement again. So if it drops below, much below this, we're going down further to that 3,000 level. So we keep getting the spikes up and thinking, this is it, going back up again, and then it's come back right down again. And obviously it's dragging the alts with it, but not so much this time. Not so much, I've noticed. AST finally going up, which is good to see. CMT, can't remember if I called that in the group. Just going to see if I called that one wee second. CMT, I didn't actually call that. I thought I called that in the group, in the premium group. And AST I did call. Steam, RCN was another call. So they're doing well. Some of them are doing really well. We'll just try and see if we can go into Binance just now. Just get a look at the top. They've got different times for the 24-hour cycle. Just have a look at that. And TRX. Tron is starting to move up. Go to BTC and we'll go to change and see what the top movers are. You can see that quite clearly. So open ANX as a top, 51%. So we're still opportunities there. RCN up 14%, AST 11%, Steam up 10%, DLT, you can see that here. So still opportunities for trading as well. Right, we'll just have a look at Tron just now, because I think with the news that's coming out with BitTorrent, I don't think a lot of people realise how big this is. I'm just wanting to look at Tron. It's kind of bouncing off the 70 EMA. I think it's going to go up from here. So BitTorrent has released their kind of news, and they've released the details of the kind of airdrop they're going to be doing for Tron holders as well. So as you know, BitTorrent has got the ICO coming up. It's been kind of done through Binance and the ICO, and I think it's attracting a lot of attention for that. But I think a lot of people are not realising how big this is going to be. I think this is going to be huge and could be really good. And I probably won't have the money to kind of get in the BitTorrent one, but I need to wait and see kind of what happens with it. but I think it's going to be big. So this is incoming BTT for Tron holders starting on February the 11th this year and ongoing until 2025. BitTorrent will be distributing BTT tokens to holders of Tron. And the initial snapshot will be taken when the block height reaches 6.6 million. A counter can be viewed on tronscan.org. We can see that there. I'll put links to this as well. The announcement states that based upon the snapshot, the BitTorrent Foundation will initiate the first airdrop, which is 10.8 million BTT, which corresponds to 1.1% of total circulating supply. Over the following 12 months, a further 11.88 billion, so that was 10.89 billion, will be issued to Tron holders to increase the fraction total to 1.2%. So it's good for Tron holders if you're a long-term Tron holder as well. Not so good if you're kind of just trading Tron and expecting some BTT. You will get some, but it's going to be over a period of time. And a lot of companies are doing this just now. A lot of projects are doing this. We've seen Waves doing this as well with the Vostok kind of airdrop. And it's to discourage people just jumping on the bandwagon, getting in for the airdrops and getting back out again. So it's a good thing. If you're a Tron holder and a BTT holder as well. Tokens will be issued on a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning one Tron gets one BTT and there is no minimum Tron to be held. There has yet to be any confirmation what exchanges will be supporting the initiative, but it's likely all major ones will. Justin Sun took to Twitter to warn users about scams as ever. Nitron Summit has been a success for Tron as well. And a few bold predictions have come via observers and supporters of Tron, including Tron surpassing EOS and becoming the 4th largest cryptocurrency in 2019. It's currently in 9th place with a market cap just below 1.6 billion. The gap between Tron and EOS is 5th, is only 500 million, so at this stage it's entirely possible. So I think there's big things coming for Tron. Because of this and because of everything else they're doing as well. A lot of people, I think, are underestimating Tron. Still, a lot of people calling it a joke as well. But everything that they're doing, the partnerships they're making, the summits they're speaking at, everything they're kind of putting on as well, I think Tron is going to way surpass its all-time high this year. Its all-time high being about, I'm just trying to get the actual figure. So all-time high being 2047 Satoshi. So we've only got 3 times to go at that, or 4 times to go at that. 3.5 if you're being pedantic. But I think we're going to way surpass its all-time high very soon as well. I think within the next couple of months, I think we're going to double from here for Tron. I see it doubling from here. Not financial advice, do your own research, put big boy pants on, big girl pants on, all that stuff. But yeah, and that's what I see for Tron, and I think a lot of people are underestimating the power of BitTorrent and what it could do as well. This could be a potential threat to the likes of Netflix. If we think about it, from that point of view, but we'll not dive too deeply into that. Okay, we'll go to the chat. Gareth Passage hit a nice 45% on 0AX, called on Friday, excellent. Alex Jug, hello to you. All I wish is to Claire again. If you had some coins in Cryptopia, I know I should have transferred my coins. I'd like to know what wallets you guys recommend. You can always put it on your Nano. Aloysius. Imran, good morning to you. High Plains Drifter from Sydney. Just saw your title. It's true the IMF have actually given the go-ahead for Russia, Canada and a few others to issue their country with national cryptocurrencies. Officials mulling it. I think it's coming. It's definitely coming. It'd be crazy not to. Even if you're just to jump on a bandwagon, I think it'd be crazy not to. Do you think this drop in BTC is a result of Binance KYC being hacked and then sent to the dark web? Didn't actually know about that. That wasn't in the news. Hacked KYC data collected from top exchanges for sale on dark web. That was 20 hours ago. According to reports coming from CNN, a hacker is selling hacked KYC data on the dark web. Data with the hacker claims to have collected from some of the cryptocurrency exchanges such as Poloniex, Binance, Bittrex and Bitfinex. The hacker who identifies as an exploit Dot is currently selling hacked KYC on the dark web collected from exchanges that require the clients to comply with KYC regulations. That put up by the hacker said to have been put up since July 2018. And the hacked KYC data discloses personal information ranging from driver's license, ID cards to passport data. Ah. It is, however, up for discussion if the hacker has as much information as he claims. So we need to wait and see if that is actually true or not. He also offers a discount. So this is just a hacker saying he's got information. I'm just looking at what he's kind of put out there. Selfie, doc, scan front and back and proof of address of the same person. Price would be 1k for 25k docs. 2k. Jesus. If that is true, that's obviously be very damaging. We need to see if that's true, see if it's been confirmed or not. Imran, I attended the Tron Summit in San Francisco. They really went all out. Excellent. Excellent. I'd love to hear about that. Imran, I wish to collect. Well, Binance hasn't been hacked in the normal sense, just the KYC data. Still hacked at the end of the day, if that is true. Starport Tropics, Tron is a dark horse. I believe Tron is a dark horse as well, to be honest, just now. I've been saying that all along as well. Been saying that for ages. Andreas, good morning to you. Gareth Passage, Zen, SNGLS. Crypto Don Juan, good morning to you. I'm loving Beam. Haven't heard of Beam. I take it that's another one of your wee kind of hidden gems. Need to check out that. Check that out. Did you watch the blood moon today? Even the moon was bleeding today, lol. Metam has been on fire. Yes, so I'm just going to take a look at these as well. So look on coin signals and see what is happening. If it's up, I think it's up again. Right, 1 second. So we've got Howdo is doing shite. It's at 300 again. So it's way down to its low. We'll just see if that is an updated one. That's the 20th. And we'll go to the hourly. And that's the 23, that was last night, so I need to refresh that. See if that is still down. I thought Howdo was coming back up. So it's not an updated price, we need to check on coin market cap. This coin signals is obviously not up to date. Just check another one, see if it is. Bitcoin, and we'll look on the hourly. 8 o'clock, that's up to date. So look at Metam. I noticed Metam was going up yesterday. METM. Yeah, it's doing well. Is that 8 o'clock? Yeah, that's a correct price. So yeah, it did go up to 146, which was brilliant. And then obviously it's retraced a wee bit, which is understandable. So we'll see, it's up to 124 just now. So it's going on a run just now, just hopefully can sustain that run. We'll see if we can get that again with the latest updates. Yeah, it's not giving the latest updates there. Howdo. 321, that is, so still down. So it's at 1 cent. About 90% down from its ICO price, or dollar price. Yeah, so that's not doing so well just now. G-Slick is in the house. Beam is one of the new coins from Mimblewimble blockchain along with Grin. Grin didn't do so well. Notice that went down 97%. Imran, could the blood moon coincide with the bloodletting in the crypto market? I remember you mentioning how the moon affects us on Earth. Yes, I don't know too much about the kind of energetic forces of the blood moon, how that kind of pertains to the crypto market, but I do believe there is definite correlations in the energetic forces and the kind of moods and swings of the market. It just affects everything, I believe anyway. You can check out Beam on CMC. I'll check that out later on. We'll just go to some news stories just now. So this was, we were talking about this as well. BitTorrent seeds crypto-powered file sharing. So Netflix may soon get its first crypto competitor. BitTorrent, a decentralized file sharing system, has recently announced the release dates for a new sharing system and the crypto token to be released in the middle of this year. So the new software, BitTorrent Speed, will allow users to host and share media files and other data in exchange for BTT tokens, a new Tron-based cryptocurrency of the BitTorrent network. Given the enormous size of the file sharing network, which is 100 million users, well, it says 30 million daily users there, which is different. It's still got 100 million users, but 30 million daily users. BitTorrent Speed will likely become by far the largest, most widely used dApp on any blockchain. So, yeah, I think this is going to be much bigger than people are giving it credit for, but we need to wait and see what happens with that. The system will be available by this summer, according to an announcement at the Tron conference in San Francisco earlier this week. So this could be absolutely huge. Could be huge. Right, United Nations calls Bitcoin and crypto a new frontier in finance, explores Ripple and IOTA technologies. So this is this is from the UN.org. This is from United Nations. We'll just go to the cryptocurrency, what they were saying about cryptocurrency there as well, being the kind of new frontier. And we'll go to, not there, find. So it says here, we can see here, cryptocurrencies represent a new frontier in digital finance and their popularity is growing. The decentralized networks for cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin being a well-known example, can keep track of digital transactions. They enable value to be exchanged and can give rise to new business models which would otherwise require significant regulatory and institutional commitments. For example, a value token called Climate Coin is being considered as a basis for creating a global market for carbon emissions, allowing peer-to-peer exchange for carbon credits and a direct connection with the Internet of Things. It would then be possible for devices to calculate their own carbon emissions and purchase carbon credits to offset these emissions. I don't think that's the best use case, but that's what they're citing in this survey. So this is the World Economic and Social Survey 2018. And there are also proposals for using blockchain technology as a distributed ledger of real-world information on property registration, personal identity and provenance of food and medicines, among many other types of data. So they're starting to see the potential. They've seen the potential anyway, but they're now starting to see the potential on a much wider scale, which is good for the cryptosphere as a whole. So this is obviously the blockchain technology they're talking about, but obviously in this report they talk about cryptocurrency as well. And we'll just go here. As well, what they're saying. This is talking about the innovativeness of this system lies in the way in which the various parts combine to create the trust and guarantees that the traditional financial system derives from institutions' regulations. The incentives align the interest of participants towards contributing to the system's security. So I think they're starting to, as I said, they're starting to recognise it, which can only be good for the cryptosphere, so they're starting to take it much more seriously now. But as kind of blockchain, but they will start to take cryptocurrencies as a whole kind of seriously as well. And I think there's a few of them that are going to be doing really well because of this as well, because of this new kind of renewed hope in the kind of cryptocurrencies as well. So I'll post that link for you as well. This is about BitTorrent. Crypto markets dumped to bottom of trading range. Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin suffering. 10x still climbing. So this is just talking about the Bitcoin slump as well. Bitcoin price watch. BTC's trend overwhelmingly bearish below 3,600. So everybody's saying it's kind of bearish just now, which we all kind of know as well. So the next major support level is 3,480 for Bitcoin. We're not going to that. So this was a kind of news story I want to kind of cover as well. It says, don't fret, this is from News BTC. Bitcoin has undergone a decade of sustained growth. This is what a lot of people forget as well. We're still in a bull market. A lot of people say we're in a bear market, but if we look at it over the macro scale, we're in a bull market. We're very much in a bull market just now, if we're looking at a much bigger scale. If we're looking at day to day and we're looking at kind of week to week, we're in a bear market. But on the macro level, we're still in very much in a bull market just now. We're going from $4 or kind of 50 cents 10 years ago up to where the price where we are just now, which is 3,500. That is a bull market. So Bitcoin lows still increasing year over year. So this is a Bitcoin yearly lows, and this is from Rhythm Trader. I'll just kind of put this up for you. 2012 it was $4, 2013 $65, 2014 $200, 2015 $185, 2016 $365, 2017 $780, 2018 $3,200. But then it says, but I guess a decade of sustained growth doesn't get headline clicks. So interesting if you look at it from the macro point of view and where it could go kind of from here as well. Bitcoin ATMs boom amid crypto rout. So Australian Bitcoin ATM provider sees $360,000 a week in turnover. So the Daily Mail, a proper British tabloid, which we have over here, recently reported on an Australian Bitcoin-centric entrepreneur by the name of Sam Karagiosis. Speaking with the outlet, Karagiosis told a story while also divulging tidbits about his up-and-coming crypto automated teller machines hustle. So this is about hustle he's talking about. A high school dropout turned supposed business guru explained that while we lost upwards of $3 million on paper in 2018's crypto crash, his ATM gig has begun to perform well. More specifically, the entrepreneur, who also lost $2 million Australian dollars through dwindling property valuations, claimed that Ozcoin, the startup he heads, raised $2 million in 2018, allowing 31 ATMs to be propped up across Australia. So this is kind of going on. We've seen more and more news stories coming out about ATMs popping up all over the place, and this is another kind of story here as well, but a bit more nefarious, but there's still ATMs coming out. Again, good news for the cryptosphere. That's an individual story as well. Not quite like that. This is obviously not so good news. Korean crypto exchange exec sentenced to jail time over faked trading volume. So on January the 17th, Comid CEO, don't know how to pronounce that, and in-house director Mo Park were sentenced to jail terms for their roles in orchestrating fraudulent trading volume on the exchange. I think a lot of this happened, so I think a lot of people are going to be running scared because of this as well. Are regulators dividing in order to conquer? I'll kind of post this link for you as well. Quite a good news story that as well. Okay, we'll go back to the trade actually. See what's happening just now. This is the Tron, kind of beautiful chart actually on the daily. Crossed over at the 346 Satoshi on the 1st of September. Still climbing, but it's gone up. I'll just see exactly how much it's gone up since its crossover. 151%. I still think it's got a lot more to go from here. So I think, yeah, I think we're going to double from here at least this year, and certainly probably get to its all-time high this year and 2,000 Satoshi. What's that going to be in dollar value? Just depends on what Bitcoin price is at that time, but Satoshi value, that's what I'm kind of most interested in. CMT starting to climb just now, up 10%. We're just going 4 hourly. So what I'm doing as well, and I'm going to stick to this, I'm going to try and stick to it and just see kind of how it goes. It might take months and months to play out. So it's just another strategy I'm kind of using as well as trading. When I get some more money to trade, but I put my trading money into this strategy just now. So I'm going to go to the low Satoshi value tokens on Binance. PundiX, for example, was the first one. Bought that at 12 and waiting on it doubling. And when it doubles, sell half of it and then go into the next project. So I've done that with 5 of them so far. Not 5 of the lowest Satoshi value ones, but I've done it with PundiX. I've done it with Holo. So I kept Holo despite it going up to 25. So I kept on waiting on it doubling to go up to 32, sell half and go into the next token. So I'll always have kind of Holo and waiting at doubling again. So doubling from 32 to 64 over the years. So it goes from 32 to 64, sell half and then waiting at going from 64 to 128, sell half again, and just keep going that way, and then just keep going into more Binance tokens. Dent as well, bought that 30, waiting on that doubling up to 60, and then I'll sell it and go into the next one. Encash would be the next one on the list, and just doing it that way as well. So buy that at 50, waiting at going up to 100, sell half, and then go into the next one. But I've got PundyX, Hollow, Dent, Fun, and Tron. I just went into Tron as well. But I bought that higher. I bought Tron at 680 or something, or 685. But I've no worries about that just now. So I'm trying that. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I've been speaking about it for ages, been thinking about it for ages. So I thought I'll just start testing it just now. It might be absolutely crazy, but I still think it's a good kind of idea to do that. It means you can kind of walk away. But I'll still be trading as well when I get more money to trade, because I've got some long-term projects as well. But this is probably mid to long-term strategy, and definitely mid to long-term, because you can double up. We've seen it doubling up overnight, some of the tokens. What's that gone up from? For example, yeah, it's went up 186%. Open ANX. %, so they can literally double almost overnight, and that's what I'm kind of banking on, because these are such low prices just now. So we're talking most cryptos on Binance are down about 80 to 90% from their all-time highs. So we couldn't do this back in January, when everything was at its all-time high. There'd be no point in doing using a strategy like this. But using a strategy just now like this, I think could be really, really good. And basically it would just be to try and buy every single token on Binance. Some are going to get chucked up and they're going to go right down, that's fine. You're going to get the outliers, but you're going to get the outliers on the other side as well, where they go up 1,000%, 2,000% as well. And you just keep doubling up, sell half, double up, sell half, double up. So that's what I'm doing just now. Just thought I'd share that with you. So I've started that process as well. Is there news from Bax? Not at the moment. No news from Bax. Imran Chowdhury, carbon tax. I know. Gareth Passage still is having an airdrop also. Excellent. Most of these altcoins may have to adopt Digit ID for extra security. Yeah, it's going to have to be something for that, because it's being stored. I don't know how they would get it if it's kind of decentralized still, but the information that you do on the KYC is not decentralized, obviously. It has to be stored somewhere. I think Tron may have issues in the future. Every single cryptocurrency may have issues in the future. Imran Chowdhury, Mr. Christoph, got me excited about BTC. Short and sweet recap of BTC scarcity figures. Makes you run and buy one BTC. Title: you're poorly mistaken if you think Bitcoin is dead. This is capitulation at its finest. It is. Totally understand that. I've not seen that, but I'll kind of look that out as well. Always interested in these. I was watching a video from Marius Landman as well, a member of his kind of group, and that was kind of talking about the kind of rise and fall of Bitcoin as well. Really, really, really interesting. Can you have a look at Key, Steve? Yeah, Key I think is going to do well as well. It's one of these low Satoshi value ones. I'll look on the daily. It doesn't look so good. It looks too choppy on the 4 hourly. But Key is just coming up for the crossover, and it's never really crossed over since its inception on Binance. It's only crossed over once on the 24th of October this year, and when it crossed over the last time it went up 55%, but we're much lower than that. So from its kind of yearly high, we've gone down, what, about 60%. That's from its yearly high, I think. No, that's not its yearly high, it's even higher, lower than that. The 30th of June. This is on Binance. Key, I'm going to see if it's anywhere else. No, it's not, so it came down from much more. %91 from its all-time high. So yeah, so we can see clearly with Key as well, and with a lot of these, this is why I think this kind of Binance doubler strategy could work. you can see very clearly here with key, there's this strong support line at 70. Kind of bounced off that a few times. It's 78 just now. I think it's only a matter of time before this doubles again, and it'll probably come back down again, but I think it's only a matter of time before it doubles. Unless Bitcoin crashes to $1,000 or something, then the whole world is going to go to pieces. But yeah, I think it's looking good just now, in my opinion. We'll look on 4-hourly chart. You can see it's very choppy in the crossover in the 4-hourly chart. That's why I like kind of longer time frame, so you get more of a confirmation. But it's still looking good on the 4-hourly chart as well. I think I recommended this key as well at 84 or something. And obviously with the Bitcoin price coming down, it kind of came down again after that. But I do expect this to double soon. I'm not talking within the next 7 days, but I think it's going to be one of those ones that kind of doubles up and then comes back down. So it could be good. Good morning all, Ajmal Salim. I think the reason for the current scenario of BTC is because of leverage trading, e.g. BitMEX has been manipulated by whales and not letting it go up. It could be loads of different reasons. Loads and loads of different reasons. But the thing to keep reminding ourselves, every single person in crypto just now believes it's going to go up and surpass this all-time high. We have to keep on reminding ourselves of that. Every single person. From Tone Bay's kind of just everybody in the crypto world thinks that Bitcoin is going to surpass this all-time high. They're just waiting on this kind of capitulation period just now. If that might be here just now, this capitulation period. And the capitulation period, if kind of people keep talking about that, but what is it? It's where everybody kind of gives up and just goes, oh, bugger it, and just starts selling. You're just going to go, I've had enough. I'm just going to start selling. Start selling off my Bitcoin. I'll take out the cash for it. That's capitulation. And that's really what the kind of major forces in crypto are looking for. They're looking for this capitulation. That point where most people just go, I've had enough looking at the markets. I've had enough this up and down, this emotional roller coaster that we've all been on. And they just start selling. So it'll be the likes of me selling my 5 Bitcoin worth of kind of altcoins I've got just now. And just going, bugger it. I'm going to take out £15,000 and that's me. I've had it with crypto. That would be capitulation. But I'm not doing that. And that's what they want. That's what they want. And if you had control over the crypto market, if somehow you had control, you'd want and do exactly the same thing that's happening just now. You'd want and do exactly the same thing. You'd kind of push the price down as much as you could. Then you'd wait a while, waiting it going back up, give everybody hope, get people into the market again, push it back down again, wait a while, push it back down again, give everybody hope again, push. That's exactly what's happening just now. Exactly what's happening. If you controlled the market and you're a kind of manipulator and you could somehow control the Bitcoin price, if you had enough kind of Bitcoin to do it, you could easily kind of do that, and you're controlling the emotions of millions of people around the world by making it go down, putting it back up a little bit, giving people hope, pushing it back down again and go, oh, for Christ's sake, then push it back up again, giving people a little bit of hope, pushing it back down again, oh. And then you reach a point where you go, okay, this is capitulation, because you've played with people's and toyed with people's emotions so much that they just give up. That is capitulation. Once it reaches that point, if you were in control, you'd start buying. So that capitulation period might be $2,500, and then you go, okay, everybody's had enough. I'm going to start buying up here and I'm going to make a killing. And that's what's happening, I believe. Ajmal, yes, I agree. So true. Imran, when you start seeing the maximalists and traditionally strong hands throw up their white flag to surrender, you know the money men are going to drop a ton of money in and clean up. Exactly. And that might take the whole of 2019 for that to happen. But who cares? If you're looking at, if you say to yourself, okay, if I bought one Bitcoin today and it's $3,000 and it's going to go up by 3,000%, it's going to go up by that much, it goes up to $100,000, would you buy it? But if somebody said to you, buy it just now, but you're going to have to wait in 5 years for it going up to $100,000, would you buy it? Of course you would. Of course you would. That's what's happening just now. So you could buy and just walk away. And I find that much better thing to do because it doesn't toy with your emotions as much. If you imagine if you could just check the markets, that there was some way you could only check the markets weekly, you only had 1 hour to look at the markets once per week, you'd be much better position emotionally with the markets. You'd feel in a much better position, I think. It's because we're involved so emotionally with the markets just now. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. We'll just have one last look at the Bitcoin price. Haven't said that. 3,526. And we need to hold that line at $4,800 line. Or 3,480 line. Or we're kind of scuppered. 3,480, round about there. So we need to hold that line. If we don't, we're going down. We're going down, brother. Yep, so I think that's the state of the market just now, but still trading opportunities out there. We just need to keep our eyes open for them as well. Okay, I'll leave it there just now. Have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. I didn't do a call of the day on Friday because it started going down on Friday as well when we were kind of talking about it. So I might not do a call of the day today. I'll just wait and see if this kind of stabilises. If on a falling market, there's no point in doing a call of the day. I'm talking about when you're in a falling market at that particular time. There's no point in making calls. But when you're stable, because it's relatively stable at the moment, because it's been at 3,500 for a few hours now, a few days, kind of round about this level, then you can start making calls. But in a falling market, if it's fallen $200 or something, no point making a call. But I will kind of look at this and see if it's worth making a call later on today. Yeah, so it's kind of stable-ish just now, this 3,500 level, so it looks as if I might make a call and take it from there. But until next time, namaste, have a brilliant day.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.